Can Elysium match the success of District 9? Find out in this review. So Elysium stars Matt Damon, Jodie Foster, Alice Braga, and Sharlto Copley, and it's directed by Blomkamp, the guy who directed District 9, which is one of the greatest movies to come out of the year 2009. And the movie is about Matt Damon, who lives on Earth, and Earth is poor, and that's where just all the poor and sick people live. And then there is Elysium, where all the rich and wealthy and healthy live, and Matt Damon has a little accident. He's gonna die very soon, and he has to find a way to Elysium to get into one of their machines that sort of build his cells back together. They sort of fix him up and keep him alive and, clear all of his sickness. So he has to get up there, and Jodie Foster is like the Secretary of Defense on Elysium and cannot let him do that. And there's this mercenary, Sharlto Copley, who's just a badass, and then there's Alice Braga, who plays the typical mother role. So that's the plot of the story. The plot of the story, I always say that, does that make sense? That is the plot of the movie. So do I like it? Do I like that plot, that story? It's not necessarily cliched. I do like it. I thought it was enjoyable, and it made sense, and it worked. I didn't think it was as unique or as groundbreaking as District 9, though. I definitely like District 9 much more as a movie compared to Elysium, and I'll tell you more about that why later. I'll tell you more why about that later. I'll tell you why I like District 9 more than Elysium later. But the story is good. It's not very cliched, and it's pretty original. I do like the story. So let's talk about the performances. Matt Damon is generally good in all of his movies. Actually, he's really good in all of his movies, and he's good in this movie too. I liked him. His character was he had a good character to sort of drive the story. So his character and himself were both good. Jodie Foster. Jodie Foster, I never really was a big fan of her. Even in Silence of the Lambs, she really annoyed me. Like, I really like that movie, but I don't like Jodie Foster. And I didn't really go into the movie thinking, I'm going to hate Jodie Foster's character. I was just going into it like, oh, she's in it, whatever. But her character annoyed the hell out of me. Her character is annoying, and she's meant to be, and you're not meant not to really like her. But then her performance, she overacts so badly, and she just came off as really annoying and just really bitchy, and you're supposed to feel bad for her at some part, and it just isn't. I don't like her performance, and I don't like her. Alice Braga, my friend Jermaine mentioned this to me, that she played pretty much the same character as she did in I Am Legend, just that sort of motherly character who would just, the mother, and that is totally true. She was alright. I don't think her character was that great. I understand why she needed to be there, but, she was alright. And there's one other person, Sharlto Copley, the guy from District 9. I love that guy in District 9. I thought he was pretty good in the A-Team back in 2010. How is he in this? He plays a much different character. He's brutal, and he's just he's funny. And I don't know if the movie definitely has some, comedy in it, just a little bit here and there, a couple of jokes. But his guy is just so, weird. I really liked his character. Even though it was a little cheesy, I thought it was enjoyable because I liked seeing him in a role that I have not seen him play before, and I thought he was really good in the movie. But I think that the way the movie was directed, I feel like the director, Blomkamp, had the people from Elysium, like all the people there, the secretary, William Fitchner and what's her name, Jodie Foster. I feel like he had them overact way too much, and it just came off as really just weird and annoying, and they were just so snobby, and it's just it was kind of cartoony at some parts, and I was just like, that's kind of stupid. Let's talk about the special effects. The special effects are great. There's a great mix between practical effects and CG effects, just like in District 9. Everything looks so good. The movie looks nice. The cinematography is great. It's real eye candy right there. So there's some other problems I have with the movie. It uses an abundance of slow motion. I know a lot of other people have complained about this, and I am too. When I see slow motion in a movie, it can work sometimes. It was cool in Dread, but it kind of gives movies a bit of cheesiness. Like when I see characters like Sharlto Copley jumping through the air, slow motion, I just get this, it just lets off kind of a cheesy vibe, and I thought it was just really corny, kind of dumb at times. I mean, it looks nice, but I feel like they used it way too much, and it made the movie kind of laughable. Not just like I didn't feel like the movie knew what it wanted to be. If it wanted to be some like big blockbuster action movie with, you know, slow-mo shots, or more of just a sort of building very unique and organic film like District 9. So there was kind of a weird mix, and it came off as really cheesy to me, but it does look good, and you know, you can't complain about the looks. So overall, I did like the story. Most of the performances, there's some weird acting issues, too much slow motion, but everything looks really good. I don't know what I'm going to give the movie. Last night, I was going to do this review last night, but I had to work in the morning, and I didn't, you know, want to be up late doing the review when I had to work in the morning. So, anyways, last night after we left the theater, I said I'd either give it anywhere from a 2.5 to a 4. And I like the visuals a lot, but I think I'm going to give the movie a 3. Yeah, 3 out of 5 stars for Elysium. Definitely not even nearly as good as District 9, at least in my opinion. I still thought it was enjoyable and entertaining, though. There's just some really kind of glaring problems, in my opinion, with the movie, with all the cheesiness. But tell me, guys, what you tell me what you guys thought of the movie compared to District 9. Please subscribe, and I'll talk to you later, and I'll go, you know, watch Planes and Percy Jackson's Sea of Monsters. So, good night.